On the triple try, but there's Sasha Goings. She's had an excellent game off the bench. A whistle and a reach-in foul there on Renee Meyer. It's the sixth foul against the Redskins. And on Renee Meyer, that's her second personal.
Sasha Goings has been excellent off the bench here for the Hiland Hawks. Coming in, giving them a spark, a lift where you needed a lift.
She'll get a break. 6 points, 3 rebounds for Sasha Goings today. Schleybaugh.
Back cut, beautiful.
Great find. Kendra Schleybaugh can't get it to go.
You hate that as a player.
Missed opportunity there for Hiland. For Loramie with the 6-point lead in the ball. That pressure defense by the Hawks once again.
Let's see what Fort Loramie can do. And obviously, who has the ball?
Rose, and she finds Ordine, who scores, and one coming.
The one who can make a play.
8-point lead for the Redskins.
Beautiful back pass and back cut by Darian Rose.
Paige Ordine.
And Paige Ordine will go to the line to go complete the 3-point play.
There's your 7th point.
Oh, you love it when it works out the way you draw it up.
Yeah, that was pretty, Brad. You called it once again. This crowd now for Fort Loramie starting to feel it. Less than 6 minutes to go. They have a 9-point lead in search of their first state title. But Berlin Hiland not going to go away. Here's Hostetler right there on the triple.
She said, I'm not going anywhere right now, Al.
Oh. Hostetler with the game high 19. 39-33. Ordine. Straight for Paige Ordine as the senior comes alive in the 4th quarter. 8-point lead for the Redskins.
We said it was going to be a great game and had disappointed.
Hostetler from deep again.
I'm not going home tonight, Al.
22 for Hostetler. She's keeping Hiland in it. 5-point lead for Fort Loramie. Here's Rose on the drive and a blocking foul. She'll go to the free throw line with 2 shots. As Jasmine Goings, not quite set, picks up her 3rd personal foul.
What I love about the way these two teams are doing, they're competing. That's all you can ask.
Now this one has been close throughout. How will it end? Stay tuned to find out. 5-point lead right now for Fort Loramie. Can they win their first state title today? Oh, Berlin Hiland is being kept in the game by this young lady, Regina Hostetler. A couple of deep 3-pointers. She has 22 to lead all scorers, even though her club's down by 5.
Listen, she has determination on her face and on her mind. She's determined that they won't be that easy to go away.
The Hiland Hawks well represented here today in Columbus. D4 state championship game. There's Regina Hostetler. Over her season's average of 18 points a game. Their game high 22. 41-36 for Loramie. Looking for their first state championship. Darian Rose at the free throw line. She is 76% on the year. Last night, she had some big free throws in the second half, and especially in overtime. She was 10 of 13 at the line in the semifinal win. She drains the first one here. That'll give her 10 points. That last foul on Jasmine Goings, they're saying now is her 5th. So she's disqualified for Hiland. And Rose buries both free throws. She's so calm at the line. 7-point lead for the Redskins. Can Hiland continue to hang around and get a chance late? Schleybaugh thought about it. Hostetler from the elbow. Good offensive rebound by Nickel.
Great offensive rebound. Great offensive set, actually, by the Hiland Hawks.
Nickel with their first 2 today. 5-point lead again for the Redskins. That high-pressure defense continues. Ordine. Short on the jumper.
Great cross-court look, though, by Rose.
Schlabach. Hostetler. The leading jumper for
He's got it going.
3-point game once again, midway through the fourth quarter. Crowd in Columbus loving this D4 state championship game. Westerheide and Rose out top. You can see it now in both teams, Brad, the legs a little bit tired.
Absolutely. This is where you want to come down and get quality looks. There's no turnover. You didn't need that at that point in time.
Schrock with the steal. Schlabach. Tried to call Hostetler. She got the steal. Goings was fouled. She'll go to the line. Sasha Goings has an opportunity to cut this lead back down to 1. Foul is on Ordine. It's her second, the 5th. Against Fort Loramie here in the second half. Goings from the line this year, 70%. They get the first one.
Got a side spin on that ball, Al, and so that's why it's ringing out on the side.
And Brad Hiland just 3 of 7 at the line today.
You know, in a tight ball game, in a low-scoring ball game, free throws are a big part of it. You can't squander the opportunity.
She missed the next one as well. Brenda Wee the rebound. For Loramie with a 3-point lead. Full court pressure here. Break the trap. Where that good ball handling pays off.
Let's see if Fort Loramie winds the clock down a little bit.
Now we've got a timeout called by Carlos Siegel for Fort Loramie. That's the first one they've used today, so they have 4 remaining with 3:08 to go. 3-point lead for Fort Loramie. Carlos Siegel called that timeout with a purpose. So we get a look at Hiland and Gina Hostetler hitting them from everywhere.
Gina's got herself on court now. Giving it to you from all angles. Runners, short ones, deep ones.
They've got her at 21 points, 5 boards, 2 steals. Carlos Siegel, Brad, why did she use that timeout? What's she's telling her team right now?
Well, it's knowing what time it is in the game, situation basketball. Here's the case where we're up 3 points. We need to get quality looks. We're the ones that are in the lead. We can move the ball around from side to side and take some time off this clock. There's no shot clock in high school basketball. Make sure we get what we want to get, not what they want us to have. And of all things, no turnovers.
Yep. This is where that becomes so crucial. Amanda, you were in the huddle. What was talked about? Well, we're talking about empty passes. No empty passes there. As Rose again with that palm stroke gets it from the baseline.
You come out of there, you get exactly what you want.
Hostetler, tough drive, blocked out of bounds, and will remain in Hiland's possession. And Hostetler, every time she gets the ball, there are 2 black shirts around her immediately.
And simple math tells you that somebody is open, and somebody has to step to an opening and be ready to shoot and score.
Schlabach. A nice behind the back dribble. Good look down low to Schrock. In trouble in the paint. And we've got a timeout called by the veteran coach, David Schlabach. He felt that trap closing down and used the timeout to keep possession.
Well, here's the thing. Regina Hostetler, they're doubling her. So that means 2 girls are on her. That means somebody on this entire floor for Hiland Hawks is open. That person has to step to the opening, make themselves big so they can be found and be ready to catch and score. They're basically daring you to be the one to go ahead and score.
Well, for Fort Loramie, it's been Darian Rose. She's been their offensive leader all season. Boy, when the chips are down, there she is.
Listen, it's always great to have an ace in the hand where you can pull up, play it at any time.
And that it factor, Brad, she's got it. Regina Hostetler has it for Hiland. What separates them? They want the basketball late. They want to shoot it, and they seem to make it more times than not.
Also, they have a high skill level, and they have a belief in themselves. And that belief always comes to the top, and they look to be aggressive. They want to be the ones that, when it's down the stretch and the chips are on the line, they believe in themselves that they're the ones that can make a play.
There's the numbers on Rose. Right at her averages at rebounds and assists. 5 below on points. Hiland with the ball. Every possession becomes important now. Kendra Schleybaugh couldn't get it in. Got a whistle and a foul on Rose, who almost had the steal, then reached in on Jenica Schrock.
No harm, no foul. They still got one to give before they go into the penalty.
It was the 6th against Fort Loramie. For Rose, that's her 2nd. Gina Hostetler to inbound. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals in 27 minutes today for Hostetler. Dangerous inbound to Kendra Schleybaugh.
Great back cut.
There's a couple of players that have been together a while. 23 for Hostetler. It's a 3-point game once again as Rose breaks the press on her own.
Let's see if they back it out.
It's a 3-point lead.
Let's see how they work the clock out. They don't need to score.
Rose going down low for Meyer. She has 8. 5-point lead once again for the Redskins. Under 2 minutes here in the Division IV state championship game in Columbus. Schrock for 3. Meyer the rebound. She's gotten some big ones and draws the foul as well. Meyer today just picked up her 10th board to go with 8 points.
Well, you talked about in the pregame how much of a force she had been all season long inside. It isn't the amount of points, it's the quality and the quality of play inside. 10 rebounds today lets you know that she's working the glass to the best of her ability.
Yesterday, Carla Siegel said Renee Meyer may not score a lot of points, even though she averages 9 a night. But she says her defense is unreal. And add rebounding into that as well. She's a big reason why Fort Loramie is in the position they're in with 1:43 to go.
You'll find out on any championship team there's a person that has certain intangibles that they bring to the floor every night that don't always show up on the stat sheet, but their presence is felt in a major way, and she's one of those type of players.
67% from the line this year, makes the first one, now the second. And again, with the pressure, she comes up with both free throws. Give her 10, and now it's a 7-point lead for Fort Loramie as their crowd comes to its feet. Hiland in desperate need of a basket. Here's Hostetler. She has 23 points today. Schleybaugh, the deep triple. Can't get it. Out of bounds. It will belong to Fort Loramie now with 1:20 to go. They lead it by 7. Full court press will remain on. Beachy is out. Schrock is in. It's Coach David Schleybaugh. Goes defense, offense with the subs.
Right, Hiland's got to pick up the pressure here. They got to look to shoot the gaps, try to get a steal. And if not a steal, you're going to have to go to a foul game pretty soon. Can't afford the clock to wind down on you.
Fort Loramie got the ball in the hands of the player they wanted. Rose, tough pass though, saved, but grabbed by Schleybaugh. Hiland down by 7. Minute to go. Hostetler on the ground. No whistle. Less than a minute to play. Fort Loramie basketball. Rose is grabbed by Schleybaugh. And Rose is the player they want at the line here with less than a minute to go. She'll try to ice it. Schleybaugh is her second. This crowd here for Fort Loramie is going crazy.
Al, this was the team that was run out of this building almost yesterday.
They came back. They never had the lead in the semifinal game in regulation. They tied it. Less than a minute to go. Win it in overtime, 49-42. And here they are again on the doorstep of their first ever state championship. And Rose with that smooth touch has 15. Hiland down by 9. Got to score each time down now. Hostetler can't get an open look.
For 3.
Maybe a bailout there as Rose commits her 3rd foul.
Oh.
It's going to be 1-1, yep.
He gets away with one. That's supposed to be a 3.
That's what Dave Schleybaugh is saying. Let's take a look at it. I think you're right, Brett. She went up with it.
Yes, she did.
She was in the motion. Really didn't have a great shot at making it, but she sensed that foul was coming. That's a smart play.
When you start that motion, that's you after shooting the basketball.
Instead, it's a 1-1, and she misses the front end. Rebound for Loramie has it. Rose fouled in the backcourt. She's a perfect 4 of 4 at the line, and with 38.5 seconds to go, for Loramie. Can sense it now.
Loramie's got a lot of folks in the building, too.
They were the state runner-up last year. They vowed they'd be back. Darian Rose, who gets her 16th point, is a big reason why. Now for the bonus, and it goes 6 of 6 at the line.
And listen, she hadn't come out and forced the issue at all. Offensively, shooting every ball, played within herself. She's been aggressive with it offensively, but she's played well within herself. Led this team to the position they're in at this point in time.
For Loramie, an 8-point run. Schleybaugh with a triple. The rebound to Brandewie. We'll walk it down to the other end for Loramie. It's about to pick up their first ever basketball state championship. Making her first free throw today. That's her 3rd point. 12-point lead. Schleybaugh comes out. The senior with a great career. She gets a hug from the coach. They both have the same last name. They're not related. Okay. Schleybaugh's can embrace.
She has nothing to be saying there. She laid it all on the line today.
Berlin Hiland with an excellent effort.
And so did the rest of the Hiland Hawks.
For Loramie, seemed like it was their destiny today. Rose will go to the line one more time. Time to name our Time Warner Cable Player of the Game. And it's the young lady at the line who has gotten some big baskets in the second half. Once again tonight, as she did last night in the semifinals to get her team here.
Basic determination.
Darian Rose just picked up her 18th point. Now she'll look for 19 as wholesale substitutions come in. There's perhaps a subtle stat, but a big one. I don't know if that's possible. Subtle, but a big stat. Maybe one that you don't know a lot. 12 of 12 at the line is Fort Loramie. Versus just 3 of 9 at the line for Hiland.
That's how you close it out. Efficiency, taking care of the basketball, capitalize on the opportunities when you get a chance.
We'll learn it in Little League. Those who make their free throws win basketball games to every level. Darian Rose will check out with 19 points, capping off a 12-point run in the closing moments of the Division IV state championship game. Sabrina Miller at the buzzer, it's no good. It doesn't matter. Fort Loramie has been to the state Final Four 7 times. And time number 7 is the one that matters most. They have their first state championship with the win today, 57-42 over Hiland. So Fort Loramie the win here today, 57-42 is the final. There she is, Darian Rose with 19 points. Brad, we talked about in the pregame. Set for Fort Loramie to win this game here today, She's got to be able to pour it in, and that she did. And hitting the big buckets late. That was such a key. Hitting the free throws, 8 of 8 at the line. She was 5 for 13 from the field, but 2 for her last 3 from the field.
And the other thing is this. She came out with a determination today, carried over from yesterday, that she was going to be a factor. It was going to be early and it was going to be often. And she was going to set the tempo and tone for her team, and she did exactly that. She rebounded, she scored, she made assists, she played on the defensive end, and she played tough with guts. Infectious.
Got another key player, Renee Meyer. She got the double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and she's with our Amanda Turk.
Thanks, Al. Renee, defensively, you guys took Berlin Hiland way out of their comfort zone, and a lot of that was you.
Yeah, Coach talked a lot this year, for this game, about taking them out of their defensive. They thought they saw defensive pressure, and she wanted to show them what ours was and get them out of their game, and I think we did a good job of that, obviously.
Now, right there in the fourth quarter, they started to get a little bit closer. You're only up by 3. What's going through your mind?
I knew we were gonna pull it out. I was confident in ourselves, and we never gave up this year. Through everything that happened, through Reggie tearing her ACL, everything, we just never gave up. I knew we worked our butts off this year. I knew we were gonna get it.
How's it feel to win your first state championship?
It's indescribable. It feels amazing. It's awesome.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. Back to you.
All right, Amanda. Fort Loramie only trailed once today by a point in the first quarter. So out of the 32 minutes of basketball, 31 plus is what the lead. Fort Loramie, like you could say this, it sounds like a cliche, but it's so true. They're a team that likes to play from ahead. And when they get that lead, as they had it, as close as Hiland was able to get it a few times, Brad, they just always maintained their composure and kept increasing it once again towards that 10-point cushion.
Yeah, listen, you heard the confidence right there of that young lady talk about how they believed in themselves. And they played like they believed. They played like when they got close, they were going to make a play, and they made just those plays enough to stay ahead and close it out down the stretch. The sad thing is when you look at a team like Berlin Hiland, you see a lot of tears flowing from these young ladies. The issue is that no one wants to lose, but the ultimate thing in these games is that somebody has to lose.
Now for the Hiland Hawks, they finished the year at 26-4. This is their 13th year in the Final Four, and there's Regina Hostetler, who finished with the game-high 23 points. She also had 6 boards and 2 steals. This Hiland Hawks team, the one consolation that they have is they seem to be here every single year. They're always a contender. And just it's become one of those things. Every March they're here in Columbus, and they can look forward to again. This program's still in awfully good shape. Regina Hostetler, only a junior, she'll be coming back next year.
Well, I tell you that when you see a good high school basketball team, whether it be the women or the men, there is equally a great youth program associated with those teams. And so I'm sure that they're in the pipeline, that there are other players. This team's going to be around for a long time.
Well, Coach David Schleybaugh just finishing up his 22nd year. His record now 486-78. Scheduled a tough schedule in the non-conference portion of the season. They'll play teams that are higher up on the division ranking, and he said, I need my kids to figure out how to guard great people, and I can only do that by playing great teams.
Well, you got to test yourself. You got to figure out what the limits are within your own team. And the only way to do that is to go out and find out what you're made of. So you got to go out and schedule some good games. Here, I will tell you, Berlin Hiland played Twinsburg, which we'll see at the 8:30 game tonight. And Twinsburg only got away by maybe 4 points. And I'm going to tell you what, the Twinsburg team that you'll see tonight is going to be something special to watch. So that tells you what kind of team they have.
Here's Dr. Dan Ross, the commissioner.
Teams and a great day. Let's give them a great round of applause. Seniors, I want to take you back just a little bit. When you were in the 3rd grade, that means the juniors were in the 2nd grade, the sophomores were in the 1st grade, and the freshmen were in kindergarten. A tremendous run was started by the Hiland Hawks. Since you've been in the 3rd grade, your team has been here 8 out of the 10 years that you've been in school. And of those 8 trips, you've gone home 6 of the 8 times as either a state runner-up or a state champ. That is amazing. And in true Hiland Hawk fashion, there was not one of those games that you left anything on the court. You played till the last buzzer. You played hard. You gave it everything that you had. You played with class, and I am sure that your fans are very, very proud of you. You've established a tremendous tradition, a tradition that's been going on, and I know that the young ladies that are in the stands that are in their 3rd grade, 4th grade are watching you and thinking, I'm going to be there someday. And that tradition that you've started, they're going to continue, and you showed them how to do it the right way. Congratulations to you. On behalf of our Board of Directors and our 826-member high schools, we want to present to Coach Slayball and the Lady Hawks the runner-up trophy in Division IV for 2013 to the Lady Hawks of Hiland High School. Congratulations.
So the Hiland Hawks, the Division IV runner-up this year, finishing a quality season at 26-4. And it wasn't easy for Fort Loramie to win that game here today. Several times, Brad, we talked about how Fort Loramie was looking to pull away, and each time until the end, Hiland was able to hang right with it.
Well, they showed some tenacity. Like I said, they had been here many a time, and they know what it takes to win. And every time you're not guaranteed to win, but you're only guaranteed to leave it all on the floor. And I will tell you that the Hiland Hawks left everything they had on the floor tonight in Value City Arena.
The Redskins of Fort Loramie High School.
Fort Loramie already in their state championship T-shirts. Their first ever state title. Brought quite a crowd with them here today, supporting their basketball team, who has come here 7 times to Columbus. They were the runner-up twice in '97 and 2011, but this is the first time that they've ever won it. And again, I mean, you look up and down their roster. I mean, it's juniors, it's sophomores, and they started a freshman in Jessica Berger. This team is a little bit scary, but is only going to get better.
Listen, and I tell you what, you get a taste of one, you want another. And so I'm sure the ladies, after they celebrate this success, will go back to the drawing board, work to get better, and try to make a run to defend their title next year.
Darian Rose, who was so clutch at the line today, she has 3 high school records at Fort Loramie. She's only a junior. She's finishing up her junior season here. One of those is for most free throws made in a career, another for most free throws in a season. Well, she's already got that record. That means every time she makes one next year, she makes her own record.
She just had to do it. And I will tell you what, she's going to enjoy to watch. Her tenacity, intelligence, the way to play this game, it shows in the way she plays, and the team just rallies around her, and they have a lot of confidence in that young lady.
Well, how about Carla Siegel, their head coach, in her 14th season? She's now 274 and 88. There she is. The only place she's been a head coach is Fort Loramie. She finishes the year at 27-3. What a job she's done with this group. And again, talked about how both coaches, Brad, really have their teams believe in them and what they're trying to do. But Carla Siegel, when she says something, you can just see that they believe it. I mean, there's coaches, you've seen it, Brad. There's some coaches, they talk and maybe players don't listen quite as closely.
There's a few.
She's got their ear. You might have played with a few, actually.
I try to keep it to a minimum. Listen, I've been blessed. I've been able to play with some great coaches. And the key to coaching is not just knowing the X's and O's of the game. It's getting the people to buy into the vision that you're selling. and then give up themselves to be a part of a bigger package. And these two coaches have that. It's represented in the number of victories, the number of times they've been here. They're not here. This is not a fluke. This is not a fluke. You don't come down here this number of times between these two programs without having something to sell.